Hello, we're in my greenhouse today and I'm going to show you how to support and take the side shoots off tomatoes. I used to work in a commercial organic tomato farm. We grew other vegetables of course, but tomatoes were one of the big summer crops, and I think I've got a few tips and tricks that particularly people who are new to gardening might not know about. So what I'm doing in my greenhouse this year, I've got strings to tie my tomatoes up. The advantage of strings is that it is very quick to do. It's much easier than supporting them by tying them to a stake, which I usually do when I'm in the other greenhouse. The reason I've got the luxury of being able to use strings in this greenhouse is I've got these clever little hooks that go into the frame of the greenhouse, which I inherited with the greenhouse, which was very handy indeed. The second advantage of using strings is that you can make your strings too long. I haven't done this here, but if I wanted to, rather than stopping at the ceiling, I could tie a knot here and then I could leave another couple of feet of loose string, and that would allow me to let my tomatoes down later in the summer so that they don't have to stop when they reach the height of the greenhouse. They can carry on growing, but with the bottom part of the stem almost lying on the floor. So what I'm going to be doing today is the string gets tied around the base of the tomato, just like that, and then the tomato gets wound around the string, and that supports it quite evenly. If you're tying it to a stake, you'll need to tie it at intervals. So what you do is you get your tomato plant. I'm going to have to make sure I do this carefully so you can see what I'm doing and actually do it and continue to hold the phone. So you just twirl your tomato around the string in a clockwise direction. There we go, round there, round there, and you keep on going until the stem of the tomato is so small you're getting confused about where to twirl it. Here we are, moving up the plant. I hope you got most of that. Brilliant, there we go. So that's twirled. Now that that's been done, we can start to take off the side shoots. If you leave the side shoots on, your greenhouse will grow into a forest, and there'll be no sunshine that comes in to ripen the tomatoes. You'll get loads and loads of little green tomatoes, but nothing ripe. So we're going to get in the what they call the axil of each leaf, like almost the armpit where it comes out of the plant. Don't think I'm even showing it to you there. Can you see? It's really difficult to aim this camera. Yes, there we go. So you can see there in the axil of the leaf, we've got a whole new shoot coming off there. And if you just pinch that off with your fingers, that's that dealt with. And then we move in. So in each leaf axil, right the way up the plant, you'll find one of those growing. And sometimes they've already grown pretty big. Look, here's quite a large one. And it's okay, don't worry about that, just pinch it out. The reason that we do this second is that if you are massively careless or you have a particularly brittle tomato plant, it is possible to break the tomato plant while you're twirling. So it's always good to leave those side shoots in case you've broken the main stem, because obviously you'd then select the biggest, strongest side shoot and use that as your main stem instead. So there we are, we've virtually got to the top, as far as you can pick out. You can do this, you can break the side shoots off using a knife, but commercial growers don't tend to do that. And the reason for that is that you can transfer a virus from one plant to another on the juice that that's on your knife. There's one little curiosity that I wanted to show you, and that is this little specimen here. This tomato variety is called Nimbus, and unfortunately the one that I was given is blind, which means it has no terminal bud, it has no shoot at the end, it just finishes with a leaf and then nothing. But fortunately, because of this property that tomatoes have of growing a new shoot in their leaf axils, that means that this tomato isn't a dead loss after all. Obviously it's going to take a while to catch up, but one of these two little things in here will turn into my new leading shoot, and we'll be able to grow a tomato plant and find out what Nimbus tomatoes are like.